Good evening. I'm Keemon Sargent, Vice President of Human Sciences at the John Templeton Foundation, and we are proud to be a founding partner of the Purpose Prize along with the Atlantic Philanthropies, as Sherry mentioned. This is my 9th time at the Purpose Prize, and it keeps getting better. So Sherry mentioned the inspiration for the Purpose Prize, and for us that came from our founder, who kept sending us faxes asking us, how can we promote a vision of purpose and retirement? Because he knew that in his own life, noble purpose was the fuel that both powered his passion initially in his financial career and also in his own encore career, which was the Templeton Foundation. And I am so sure that Sir John Templeton would be thrilled to meet our winner tonight, who is also powered by purpose, and that is the Reverend Richard Joyner, whose encore brought him out of the pulpit and back to the land, where he's working with youth on a 25-acre garden to cultivate healthy food and, just as importantly, a healthier community. You're going to see tonight the gardens where you can imagine those fresh green beans, and I bet you're growing real tomatoes, not those tasteless things we get in the stores now, and watch bees making honey. And so this is as real as it gets, work that will sustain future generations to come. Reverend Joyner exemplifies the power of noble purpose that is just central to the Foundation's mission. So that's why it is a great honor for me to present to him the 2014 Purpose Prize tonight. But first, before you come up, I want to introduce you to his work in Conetoe, I think I have that right, North Carolina, in this clip.
Isn't it amazing that they would say that we do not have access to fresh, healthy, grown vegetables? We can turn things around right here if we start using what we have. Have I got a witness in the house?
The first year I was here, we had 30 funerals of people that were under the age of around 32 on up. And the cause of funerals was really poor access to healthy foods. That really prompted us to look at ways in which we could address those issues.
Conetoe is very rural. There are no grocery stores and no places to find healthy foods. What he is doing is special.
We started this garden that would address food, health, and at the same time, it would build social skills.
Pastor Richard has taught me how to be a leader in the classroom.
He taught me how to be a man.
The best thing I learned, bananas on the garden is healthy.
I was completely amazed to talk to some of the children, and they actually are aware of things like pesticides and what grows in what season.
All right, push it down there.
When I grew up, we sharecropped, which were very racist back in that day and time. After a good education, after a pretty good career, to be asked to come back and farm was really a lot of anger for me. When I grew up, I did not like farming. The only reason motivated me to do it was for the children. And they taught me an appreciation for the soil that I didn't have.
All right, let's ease it open. So if you find any honey that's been blended or mixed, it was a two-legged bee. How many two-legged bees you know? I'm one.
It's really given me a chance to do something at this stage of my life that can impact children that I could not do for myself as a youth. I started working the soil at birth, and I started loving it at 50. And I love it more at 61. You can't address some of the things that we're addressing through rituals. Pastorate for me now is more intimate.
So after service today, you can go out there and get what you need. You now got access to fresh, healthy food in your community.
Thank you so much.
My name is Richard Joyner, and this is my encore.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating 2014 Purpose Prize winner, Reverend Richard Joyner.
Thank you so much, Kimon, and thank you so much, Encore and Purpose Prize. Certainly, I bring you greetings from Conetoe. Some people say Conetoe, but it's the greetings to be here. I am thoroughly impressed with the video. It was a monsoon weekend. And I don't know how they cut out all the rain and all of the sinking boots in the mud. But I'm glad that they did. Certainly, it is a great, great opportunity as I stand here to represent those 65 youth, those 300 people from the Conetoe community and from the eastern part of North Carolina that have given me this rich privilege to come to say to you thank you, and to, as you've heard, that my own story is to come from a family of 14 and to come out of a process of poverty and sharecropping, but to be reintroduced to the soil and to get a privilege that my father didn't get, to own the land and not only do agriculture, but get a chance to do agribusiness and watch the youth prosper. So tonight I am extremely thankful, and not only standing for myself, but standing for those multitude of people who never had the privilege that I have tonight. And so, and for those youth that made this possible, and I tell everybody that it's the youth that, that wasn't on the video, that the 30 deaths and being in the middle of Conetoe, and let me just take you to a journey of that story. That one day I was praying, and I looked up and looked around, just praying and asking God, is there any help? And I just heard a voice say, open your eyes and look around. I saw nothing but land. And my dislike for land, I said, is there anybody else up there? Surely there has to be another answer. But taking that vision back to our youth, starting with a 2-acre garden, and now 25-acre garden, starting with no beehives, and this year 500 beehives, starting with having 96 people visiting the emergency room in a quarter, and the readmits, and today 24 people in the quarter visit the emergency room with less than 5 remits. And all of this is by youth and families that believe in the Encore vision that we can turn life around. So I am thankful tonight to be here. And just want to say a few words of thanks to, I am honored that the old saying that it literally take a village to raise and change a community. So I'm honored to receive this award tonight and accept the 2014 Purpose Prize Award on behalf of our community, because I know that no one person can make this happen. And I want to thank my board chair, which is my cousin, Rosa Steele, that is here tonight. She traveled to make sure that I get back to the farm. And also, she's our representative of our adult volunteer in Conetoe, and she gives selflessly of her experience and in her Encore career and working with our youth. Dr. Cunningham, which was one of the persons at Brody School of Medicine that believed in our vision and began to change the way the medical school did practice medicine in the rural community. And also on behalf of Vidant, Blue Cross, and Blue Shield of North Carolina and the foundation that helped us to grow and strengthen the program and the impact in our community. The Edgecombe County Commissioners, with our youth petitioning them to give us a building that we can house their programming in classroom. And the pastor and youth of 21 other faith groups in our community now that agreed to take on the practice of the faith community and especially our young people. And the Conservation Fund, which Mickey Seeger is here with us tonight, that actually represented us and gave us the privilege to apply for the Purpose Prize Award. And when she asked me would we mind, I said, anything to help out, please do it. And so it has helped. Mickey, the Conservation Fund, that have taught us to realize the power of partnership and addressing social, economics, environmental stresses and issues, and the triple bottom line. And most of all, to this great group of youth. And as I close tonight, my grandmother used to say this song. She said, if I can help somebody as I travel along, if I could cheer somebody with a word of a song, then my living shall not be in vain. Thank you, Encore.